Well, let's get a top-down view on the markets, and for that, we welcome back to the program Peter McGuire, joining us live via Skype from XM in Sydney. Pete, it's good to see you there. Thanks for joining us this morning. I want to go and kick off with crude. Absolutely hammered overnight. We saw those headlines about extensions of lockdowns in Europe in particular. Is this just a combination of that news also being overlaid against very bullish sentiment heading into this news?
Well, I think so. Good morning, David. Good morning, Nadine. Yes, spanked down, the market say it all, 6% odd. So that really took, I think, a lot of markets by surprise. But more importantly, that renewed, I think, market sentiment. Germany, Italy, France, lockdowns to be extended, and then really the demand destruction picture of what that presents over the European summer, David. So, yeah, not a great sign leading into Easter. Crude's as volatile as ever, and it's really a trader's delight for that one.
So crude is on your trading watch list. What else as we embark on this Asian session, Peter?
Well, I think the US dollar, Nadine, it's had a nice run up. It's around about that 92.2, 92.3, the US dollar index. You've seen the Aussie sold off. You've seen what impact that has as far as power coming out and saying that really, inflation is just going to be pushed down the line. So there's no surprises there. I'll be interested to see where the additional talks come out today in the States. So there's the first sign. So I'm looking at currencies today. I'm also looking at what happens as far as Eurozone, and naturally with the lockdowns, there could be further softness there for the euro. So that could be quite a nice trade as well. So equities, a little bit soft, and let's just see how the rest of the week plays out for those.
Pete, let's stick with currencies for the time being. The Kiwi dollar was absolutely slammed yesterday. Now, of course, we saw the New Zealand government take steps to go and cool the housing market, particularly targeting investor activity. That's seen a lot of interest rate hikes stripped out of the Kiwi curve. What is it looking like technically, the Kiwi dollar? Is there further downside possible?
Well, it's sitting at 70, David. I think it's probably a little bit, you could see a 69 handle sometime before Easter. I think that's very achievable. So it's been spanked down. We've also been spanked down as well. But yeah, you're probably a little bit further softness. That US dollar I think it's got the potential to really be a 92.4, 92.8 over the next maybe one or two sessions. So that's going to put more pressure again on that New Zealand dollar softness. So yeah, currency traders are looking at those. They've been, trading all night, and it's been a delightful time to be short.
And in terms of the Australian dollar and direction for it, I mean, yes, we've got some data out here locally, the PMI already out, preliminary trade data. But in terms of the Aussie, it really is, an equity story, but also a commodity story. And, we've seen weakness really across the board, through the overnight period.
Well, exactly right, Nadine. We're off around about 4 cents in 3 weeks, so that's a pretty substantial move. And yes, you're saying that weakness across the commodity sector. We understand the position as far as China, aluminium, and all of those base metals. So yeah, any market's exhausted, and now other markets take over, and that's where that softness coming across those commodity currencies. There could be a 75.8, 75.9 sometime this week for the Aussie. It might bounce, but I think there's further softness. So that really is a telltale as far as the volatility across those commodity currencies, and more importantly, the strength of that US dollar.
Peter McGuire, XM, always a pleasure. I hope you have a good day trade.
Thank you very much, Nadine. See you, David.